I don't really know why I refuse to give up on you human beings. I really don't. And I've been thinking a lot about that. Why don't I just say to hell with you people? And, well, I realized that I don't think I can. Just like trying to get this damn worm off the concrete, where I know that there is problematic things on the concrete, to get him in the grass. So, correction. So it's hoping to breed. I could explain that to you, but that's going to just be gross to your human sensibilities. There. Another life saved. Not that complicated to do what is right. Most of the things that are right in this world is, well, looking away from the damn humans. And yet here I am always talking to you people. And why is that? Well, I kind of think you folks need an older person to talk to you. Someone's going to tell you straight. I'm not mama to tell you what a perfect human being you are. Now, you can just continue to just stay in that bedroom, play your video games, and not contribute. No. I'm not going to be dad and tell you what a giant piece of shit you are either. I'm going to be your uncle, and I'm going to tell you exactly what the problem is. Mom and dad are full of shit. There you have it. Loki there dancing up at the pulpit, stealing the natural truth of the divine nature of your very spirit and soul, the truth that our indigenous brothers and sisters already know. Well, took that Christian wool and pulled it right over your formerly pagan eyes. I'm going to tell you that there's a loving creator God, and yet he doesn't seem to give a damn. The same religions that were killing each other generations ago still are. And after they got together and killed the original ones. They take your land that you're standing on. They steal your voice. They steal your name. Time goes along, they start taking away cursive to make you functionally illiterate when reading ancient documents. So now you have to rely upon what it says in the books. And on the internet, well, the reality is, if you don't know what the original said, how are you going to know what the reproductions are saying? They sing to you and speak to you in Latin for the simple reason that you do not speak Latin. I am a druid because this creature right here that came to visit us cares more about what I'm doing here than you do. I'm a curiosity. I'm a bit sweaty. I haven't showered today, so I don't smell as pleasant as I could potentially. Also have masculine smelling things, cologne, body wash, deodorant that I am wearing. So I'm giving off the smells of a human, yet I'm sitting in the shade. There's been a number of random insects that have came by just for that very reason. The worm, I've fussed with it for quite a little while before I decided to do the video. It would crawl into my hand and then promptly crawl right back out. It wouldn't let me remove it until I finally did on the video. Now, I realize it's the same scenario you folks are doing. I'm trying to get that damn night crawler off the sidewalk for the reason that this is right outside my garage. There's excellent potential for grinding shavings and slivers and sawdust and any number of things that could perforate the soft body of the worm. Now, it doesn't have the wherewithal to understand that the ground could be potentially damaging, but I did. It became my project of choice. A simple thing to do, but yet the worm refused the hand to save it. So I had to get a little more hands-on, pick it up, close my hand, not just let it crawl into it, which is oftentimes how I catch night crawlers at night. If Learned how to do it from Aunt Linda and Uncle Terry, and then I learned a little more, and, well, things get easier the more you do it, doesn't it? I am unique and maybe a little special, but no more so than you. The difference between you and I is that I run from the humans because they've always done their damnedest to hurt me. For some stupid reason, when I tried to kill myself, it didn't take. Severe blood infection at 19 didn't kill me. Sledding accident as a grade school child that should have killed me did not. Most recent accident. Facing down people with firearms, telling them this is not a good time to be doing these things. Come back tomorrow sober if you have to shoot this person. Obviously, they didn't come back because sober, they didn't want to hurt anybody. Of going down with a loaded firearm in my hand and coming home missing a bullet. Perhaps I just couldn't count that day. But my clips are always loaded. You don't keep your weapons unloaded if they are there to keep your home safe. Doesn't make sense, and I welcome you to doubt it, because some days I doubt it, some days I don't. But what I don't doubt is that I'm still here. What I don't doubt is seeing the truck after the fact. I don't know how I am still here. I've seen car accidents with less damage where people were hurt worse or had died. That truck looked like it had rolled multiple times. My roommate and myself came away unscathed. There may be some financial repercussions, but that's just life. Tornado tonight might be my next financial repercussion when it rips off the roof that was put on the year before last. Everything in the world's a giant shit show, but it's ran by greed. So they say there's things in place to save you. But all the stuff is really in place to do is take the money from you. With the expectation that one day you will need it. But when you do, they fight you, they twist your arm, they make you leap through these red tape. They say, well, you've had the roof this long, so even though you had it that long, that means it's actually only worth this, even though the new roof is going to cost many times more. Well, the roof didn't leak before the tornado made it leak. Yeah, but that's an act of God. Take it up with him. Well, where the hell is he? I got a few things to take up with him. Spent the better part of the day arguing with your Christian creator God in the prayers that I know how to do properly, because I remember the warmth of that baptismal water and the cold reality of the world that I stepped right back into that wasn't changed. Put your faith in God. That means quit your belly aching. It'll get better. Oh yeah, it most certainly will get better. Sometimes it won't be back to what it was. And I don't know why I try so hard for you children. And I realized you all are ignorant. They take the books and they put them on the internet. They edit them. They teach you your Bibles in Latin because you don't speak it. Nomine Patris, Spiritus Sancti, checks deposit Monday mornings. Bruce Lee said, be careful what you say. Words have power. Spells is in the word spelling. The Ethiopian Bible will tell you, because it's told to them in the Bible, the apocryphal text of your loving creator God here in America and Europe. It'll tell you how you personally, you, young lady, have the power to do the miracles. You are magic and you are divine. The truth is, the power is in your name. It's in your actions. It's in your soul. We're meant to be vastly more than what society has given us. We take the teachings. We have a conference on it, decide what exactly we're going to agree with. We take the books of the people that knew Jesus, we make them apocryphal, because we don't like what this fella had to say. What that fella had to say was, I'm Mary Magdalene, I'm not a prostitute, I'm Mary Magdalene Christ. She was an equal in the early church, but we cannot have a woman in a position of power. But she was. What better way to discredit her than make her a fallen woman? A woman who used her body for worldly gain. Now, maybe she had to once upon a time. It's world's ran by the men, after all. You think women are the ones in charge of all these wars, all this bullshit, all this change, all these lies, all this deceit? No. Women are wise. They want you to crack open a book. They want to tell you where the damn book is. They want to tell you what flower you can take to help you with your cramps or your headache. They want to tell you those things, but they steal that knowledge from them. They make them the witches. And then we torture and we kill them because their neighbor didn't like them. Nurse Gertie, I believe that was one of their names. Well, she's different. She's old. I don't like her. She's grumpy. Well, of course she's grumpy. I'm 49 years old. You look at the children and you would be grumpy, because you look at the other asshole adults and you go, you're screwing everything up. And I can't even talk to these children to help them. They take away your knowledge of reading cursive, so you can't read those ancient documents. Very old things like the Constitution, the amendments, the Bill of Rights, the Emancipation Proclamation. They twist the news stories. So you look at me and you assume that I hate you, because everything else that looks like me does. When the reality lies that I hate nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I hate those news stories where they're cooking the books. So you hate me and I hate you. And we're neither looking where we need to be looking. Well, where I need to be looking, straight northeast. Where's that going, I wonder? Sounds like that would be Washington. Where else am I looking? A little bit southeast. Where's that one go? Rome, Italy. The Vatican. I got an eye on that library. They're going to get me in there one of these days. Or one of you children are going to demand that you're the one in there. And you're going to say, my buddy Tom said there's some good old books in here for all us folk. Because there are. And you're going to learn your truth. They twist your bodies, the reality of who you are, that women do not even understand how their own mechanics work. And then we tease guys for not knowing where to find certain key parts. How can you lift a 2,000-pound vehicle and find an oil leak, but you can't find something at 11:45 on the clock? Well, I guess 11:55 perhaps, but you get what I'm saying. They take away the truth of your bodies, so you'll buy the chemicals to solve the problems of biology. They kill the witches, the elders, the women that remembered these things to force you to go to those pharmacies. They steal the water and sell it back. They take the plants and give you chemicals. They pollute the air and charge you for being sick. So you, with your limited income, can take that and buy those chemicals. People drink muddy water, yet I sit every day crying into a river that is nearly overflowing because of the damp year we have had. There's enough water on this planet for every last one of us to have the abundance that this beautiful Mother Earth has provided for us. Greed has made it not so. We need bottled water because you polluted the clean water. Not all of you can drink from the streams and rivers like I do, and I probably shouldn't. But I also eat a great many things naturally that are naturally parasitic. Anti-parasitic, pardon me. Changes my biome, kills any worms in my stomach. Gently changes the way that I smell. Just enough that it helps keep the insects away, and I tell the world, well, I'm just a little bit less of a people. And I am. I'm the last remaining kind person on this planet. I'm one of the witches, and we are returning. I'm a river druid. I know more about you than you're likely to learn. And we can start with you just telling me your name, because that's the most powerful magic you can do, young woman. What is your name? That's all it takes. I look over and I see somebody, and my eyes tell me what I see. This is a human being, a person. Oftentimes they're frightened. What is your name? Sit at my table. And then someone finds you and they tell you that you really are that guy. And you say you have no idea. And you call flowers to your hand and hold them before her little glowing blue eyes as she watches it sing. As I whistle the wrens directly to the bushes outside the bedroom. And I whistle a bit to get them to start to sing. And then I kissed you on the back of your neck gently and let you slowly awaken into the arms of someone who loved you, into a Disney movie with birds singing right outside your window, less than 6 feet from your resting head. And you tell the world that I am stalking you. The entirety of our relationship, you told me your nightmares and your beliefs that they were going to come back and get you, that you would never disappear, but someone would take you, kidnap, sexual servitude, slavery. Never stop looking for me, Stephen. You're the only man, my beast, that would never stop looking for somebody. You took that truth, you twisted it. You disappeared for 3 days. May have been 5. I was distraught. The officer comes to my door. I start having a breakdown. He's there to tell me that my friend is dead. And I couldn't find her and save her after she told me those stories and I promised so hard. I walked around town begging somebody to just tell me she was alive. I left a love note. I know I did something wrong. I must have. I'm always alone. For the love of all things, just tell me you're okay, so I can stop searching. You needed a place for your children because your ex wouldn't allow them at my house to exert control. I co-signed for your apartment and I gave you the deposit. You lied about me. You took me to court. You kept telling everybody in Pottawatomie County that I was places I wasn't, because I was running so far from home. I'd be in Lawrence. I'd be in Kansas City. I'd be at Topeka trying to figure out how to get home to talk to my mother. And I'd get a phone call that I'm in Wamego, staring at you on a balcony you don't own, in a brown truck I never drove. And no one looked. And you had the government send me documents asking me to fill out disability determination papers on your behalf, knowing that I'll never lie and I'll never let a person down. So I either have to break my vow to myself and my own God, my promise to you, or I violate that protection order and I go to jail.